You're out in the wilderness, miles from civilization, exploring nature's beauty, when suddenly, everything changes. You saw an unusual shadow in the trees, a strange sound just beyond the trail. That's when you realize you're not alone. Like this today, we will show you 6 of the most disturbing backpacking encounters ever recorded. From eerie disappearances to heart-pounding brushes with danger, these true stories will change your mind about going on hiking. Stick around to the end for the one encounter that might just convince you to stick to city streets for good. If you are ready to face the fear, let's dive in.
Little table there with a few bits. Loving that wardrobe.
I'll just leave in front of you. Can I help you?
Oh my god! Fucking hell! You're alive!
You are?
Fucking hell, man.
Chris and Meg, a duo of British YouTubers, had their audience on edge in March 2022 with a video titled "Every Urban Explorer's Nightmare" on their channel, Back in Time MC. If you've never heard of them, they're all about urban exploration, showcasing their adventures in forgotten and abandoned places across the UK. But this video, it wasn't a typical creepy old house content. It went way beyond that. In this particular video, Chris and Meg decided to explore an abandoned farmhouse somewhere in the UK. The video kicks off as you'd expect, with them walking through a house that looked like it hadn't seen a human in decades. The floors were covered in dead leaves, cobwebs hung in every corner, and there were even a few dead animals lying around. It was clear that the place had been neglected for a long, long time. But then they stumbled upon something that didn't fit. A brand new light bulb in one of the rooms. It made them wonder if someone had been there recently. As they continued exploring, they made their way upstairs. And this is where things got really unsettling. Chris stepped into one of the bedrooms and didn't notice anything unusual at first. Then Meg came in behind him and made some noise. And that's when they realized they weren't alone. On the bed, hidden under a pile of blankets, they found something they never expected in life.
Coming to the main hallway area here. We'll come into this bedroom here. And wow. What an absolute beauty this place is. Try to get the light a bit better on there, but look at that bed. The old zero frame. So they still got the old bag. That's what the old people use these days, don't they? Get all their shopping in. Little table there with a few bits. Loving that wardrobe.
I'll just leave in front of you. Can I help you?
Oh my god! Fucking hell! You're alive!
You are?
Fucking hell, man.
You live in here, you can't live in here. Yeah?
No!
We can't.
We thought it was abandoned. We thought it was abandoned.
You can't live in here. Yeah.
Holy shit! Are you okay? We thought
How did you get in?
there's a window that's open downstairs.
Window open? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an open window. What we do,
We do
take
videos
pictures of like old farmhouses because we're really interested in it. Oh.
We thought it was abandoned because of this.
No. You live in here.
Oh
How
no!
do you live in here? Is there no way you can go and look at it? Do you not think it's a bit?
It was a living, elderly woman. She woke up, clearly startled, as were Chris and Meg. The video blurred her face for privacy, but even so, you could tell she was quite old. Naturally, they started talking to her, trying to figure out what was going on. The woman introduced herself as Jane. She explained that she had been living in the farmhouse since 1993, nearly 30 years. Jane said she didn't have anywhere else to go and no family to support her. It was a heartbreaking moment. Chris and Meg offered to bring her food, clean clothes, and blankets, but Jane hesitated. She kept insisting she was fine and didn't need anything.
You not got family?
No,
You haven't?
Oh Jesus Christ!
I haven't got anybody.
You literally scared the life out of me,
What do
man.
you think we can do to help you?
I don't know whether you can help me or not. I've not got any kids and not got any
Whose
grandkids.
farm's this then? So is this not your farm then?
No,
It's not your house?
no,
So do you just live here then?
yeah.
What about food? How do you eat?
Bread?
How do you eat food?
Yeah.
Do you eat food?
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah?
yeah.
You can't live in a place like this. Do the people in the farm know you staying here?
Oh yeah.
Oh, they know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh crap.
Did they bring you food and that?
But yeah, they do, yeah.
Okay.
They
Yeah. What happened was I came here to help somebody.
do? Okay.
And this is only for a week I'm coming.
Yeah.
And that was 1993.
Oh god.
Wow, so you've been here
That's
nearly
2
30
That's
years.
almost just, yeah.
Nearly 30 years,
Is that how long
Jesus.
you stayed in here then?
Yeah.
Yeah. If there's anything that we can come and give to you, so we're only down the road.
Do you need any
Anything.
food or anything?
Like, if we can come and drop something off on Monday or something for you, anything like, they're your slippers.
Yeah.
Do you want some new,
Some new
do you need some new
slippers.
slippers? Do you need
Get
anything?
you some new slippers and some nice blankets.
No, I'm alright for blankets.
Yeah, but look at them, they're horrible.
Jane claimed the farmhouse wasn't hers and mentioned that workers on the property brought her necessities from time to time. Chris and Meg promised they'd check in on her again, but as the video progressed, it became clear that not everything Jane told them added up. After leaving the farmhouse, Chris did some digging into Jane's situation, and what he found painted a more complicated picture. Apparently, the farmer who owns the property not only knows Jane but also lives with her in those terrible conditions. And despite Jane's claims that she had no one else, Chris uncovered that she actually has a husband who checks on her regularly and even a brother who's tried to help her in the past. Chris, understandably concerned, decided to reach out to adult social services about Jane. The response he got was frustrating. Social services confirmed they were aware of Jane's situation, but said they couldn't disclose any details due to privacy laws. Since then, there's been no word about Jane or whether her living conditions have improved. For all anyone knows, she's still there, in that same ruined farmhouse, living in isolation. But was Jane really okay living like that? Or was she just too proud or scared to accept help? Why was the farmer living there too? And what role did he play in her situation? And why hadn't social services done more to help? What do you think about this? Now, this footage will make you do a double take next time you walk past a storm drain. This happened in Quebec, Canada, and it's all centered around a guy named Timothy Ashelbo. One day, he swore he saw something strange, moving around in a local storm drain. And this was something that makes your skin crawl just thinking about it. Naturally, when he started telling people about what he saw, they brushed him off. But Timothy didn't want to let it go. He wanted to check it personally to make sure what he saw was real. So he rounds up a group of his friends. Now, these weren't just any friends. Together, they hatch a plan to check out this storm sewer from the inside. And Timothy made sure to bring along a camera to record everything, because he wanted to keep hard evidence as a document. The night comes, and they're ready. With flashlights in hand, echoes of dripping water all around, and the kind of nervous excitement that only comes when you know you're about to do something borderline stupid but totally worth it. They step into the storm drain, the camera rolling, capturing every nerve-wracking second. The deeper they go, the weirder it gets. The air feels heavy, and every sound, every drip, every shuffle starts to feel unnatural. You can practically hear their breathing quicken as they push forward. Then it happens. something moves. And it was not just a shadow or a trick of the light. The camera jerks as they all freeze, their flashlights darting around. Timothy became equal parts thrilled and terrified. And then, they see it. The footage shows something bizarre. It's blurry, but you can clearly see there's something there. It's moving in a way that no regular animal moves. And the way it disappears into the shadows, it's almost like it knows it's being watched. By the time they make it out of that storm drain, they're all pale-faced and wide-eyed. Timothy got that look, the look of a man who knows he just found something big. Later he uploads the footage and it's out there for the world to see. Now Timothy swears up and down that what's in the video is 100% real. No CGI, no tricks, just raw, unfiltered footage of whatever that thing is. But here's the catch. Some people are still skeptical, while others are totally freaked out, convinced Timothy caught something out of this world. So what do you think? Is this footage the real deal? Did Timothy and his friends actually stumble across some mysterious creature lurking in the storm drain? Or is it all just a well-crafted hoax? Either way, you've got to admit, it's the kind of story that makes you think twice about walking too close to storm drains. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Now let me take you back to November 15th, 2021. That was the day the Ghost Theory team decided to take on one of their most nerve-wracking challenges yet, exploring an abandoned hospital that locals call Hell's Hospital. Just the name alone is enough to give you a creepy vibe. This wasn't just any old hospital. Stories of shadowy figures and eerie noises had been circulating for years, and the team wanted to see if those tales held any truth. Armed with their backpacks, cameras, and a good amount of nervous energy, they headed into the unknown, ready to document everything for their vlog. Spoiler alert, what they experienced was way beyond what they'd bargained for. Getting inside was no easy feat. The team had to navigate over a water-filled manhole just to find an open window to climb through. Once inside, the tension was immediate. The vibe of the place was heavy, like the walls themselves were watching.
What was that?
What?
There was a knock behind you.
Let's just be quiet a second, actually. Come through here. Just the vibe in this place.
Before they even ventured far, they started swapping spooky stories they'd heard about the hospital. One explorer had claimed to see a dark figure gliding down one of the hallways, and that memory hung over the group like a storm cloud. With flashlights cutting through the darkness, they pressed on, every creak of the floor and drip of water making them scared. And then the weird stuff started happening. First, it was the knocking. Soft at first, like someone gently tapping on a door behind them. They stopped dead in their tracks and tried to stay quiet, hoping to figure out where it was coming from. But the silence only made the occasional knocks more unnerving. Adding to the creep factor, they noticed strange wet streaks on the walls, like something, or someone, had been there recently. As they moved deeper into the hospital, they stumbled upon remnants of its grim past. Old crutches, dusty wheelchairs, and crumbling medical equipment lay scattered everywhere as if the building was frozen in time. And then, they saw it. The word "leave" scrawled across a surface in big, ominous letters. Needless to say, their nerves were on edge.
I swear there wasn't there a second.
What does that leave? That says leave.
It does, yeah.
It's still dripping.
What's it? What is it?
The deeper they went, the louder the noises got. At one point, they heard what sounded like furniture being dragged across the floor above them. The sound was so distinct that they had to pause and debate whether to check it out. Ultimately, they decided against it. A smart move, considering the upper floors looked ready to collapse at any moment. But the lower levels were no sanctuary. A loud thud echoed through the space, stopping them cold. Was it another falling chunk of the building? Or was something, or someone, lurking nearby? They weren't sure. Then came the moment that sent chills down everyone's spine. They found a blood bag. Yes, an actual blood bag, just sitting there among the debris. And to make things worse, it was leaking. What was shocking was that the liquid inside looked suspiciously fresh.
You can sort of see inside it and there's red coming out of it.
Yeah.
What on earth?
Kneecaps.
Does it mean the hospital was being used for something sinister even after its closure? Was this just leftover medical waste, or something far darker? They pressed on, deciding to test the waters or the spirits with their K2 meter, a tool used to detect electromagnetic fields often associated with paranormal activity. That's when things got real. When they asked, "Is there anyone here?" the meter spiked red as if answering, "Yes." They asked more questions, and the meter kept lighting up, each response making their hearts race faster. One question hit harder than the rest. "Do you want us to leave?" The meter glowed bright red, almost like a warning. By this point, everyone was thoroughly freaked out, and the noises kept coming. Soft moans, loud knocks, and an almost oppressive silence between sounds that felt even scarier. They even revisited the door they'd seen slam shut earlier, trying to convince themselves it was just the wind. But there was no draft, no logical explanation. It was as if something unseen was toying with them.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I feel like we need to find a really, really decent room to go down and then choose. Oh my shit on my what the hell?
Should we go?
Did you get that on camera?
I don't know. I have absolutely no idea.
Take.
I'm shaking.
Please tell me we got
No.
that on camera.
I don't know.
What the hell?
Despite their growing fear, the team pushed on for a little longer, trying to document as much as they could. But when the K2 meter lit up solid red again, this time without even asking a question, they knew they had to call it. Whatever was in that building clearly didn't want them there. Respectfully, and with nerves shot to pieces, they decided to pack up and leave. They'd set out to document paranormal activity, and they definitely found something.
Ask you a question. Can you turn it off if you mean us harm?
Did you try to hit us with this door? Were you trying to hurt us then? Take that to red if you were trying to hurt us.
Please light this thing up if you just want us to leave.
It does.
Okay, we're going to leave now.
That's right up to red,
Yeah.
solidly there. It
We're
doesn't want us here.
going to leave now.
Later, as they reviewed their footage, the team couldn't help but agree. This was hands down one of the most terrifying experiences they'd ever had. They couldn't explain half of what happened that night, but one thing was clear. Hell's Hospital had lived up to its name. Casey and Colton, the duo behind the popular YouTube channel Mindseed TV, are known for getting into some pretty wild, spooky adventures. These guys are all about venturing into the most dangerous and mysterious places, digging up eerie stories and chasing down the unexplained. On one particular night, they're joined by their buddy Tanner, and together they dive deep into the woods on an overnight adventure that'll make your hair stand up. It's May 25th, 2021, and under the cover of darkness, they're trekking through the woods in search of a cabin that's got a nasty reputation. Local legends say this cabin was once owned by a witch who met a pretty tragic end, and her spirit is said to still haunt the place. Not only that, but there's a story floating around that a bunch of kids went missing in the town about 40 to 50 years ago, and some people believe it's tied to this cabin.
120 feet. I can't see the ground between us. Yeah, they just go up and up. A lot of stars too, but there's no city lights or anything. Yeah. Hope we're still going the right way.
Apparently, kids used to go missing in the town like 40, what did you say, 40, 50 years ago? Yeah, like in the 60s. And they all kind of blamed this woman and said she was like a witch performing black magic type shit. You guys do that? Seriously?
So,
Like rustling in the bushes, but then it sounded like a weird, I don't know, like a hiss.
So these guys are out there, in the middle of nowhere, and it's dead quiet, except for the sound of their boots crunching on the forest floor. Then, out of nowhere, they hear something rustling in the bushes. They freeze instantly in fear. And then, this strange hiss breaks the quiet, and it's like something or someone is watching them from the shadows. Their hearts are pounding, but they keep moving forward, determined to figure out what's really going on. After what feels like forever, they finally spot the cabin through the trees. But there's a twist. It's not just the cabin standing there alone. There are other abandoned structures scattered around, like this place used to be a whole little ghost town. They decide to check it out, of course, because why not?
Hello?
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Wanna go up in there?
Wow, that shit goes way fucking up.
Get out.
Give me.
Whole places.
Oh, there's a little hole right there. Some for living up in that shit.
Oh, goddamn, man, it does go way up in there. Huh. I wonder. There's gotta be a point or a purpose for it to go so fucking high and be built all the way across like that.
I want to see.
But this building does not look really super sound.
Well, this building doesn't look like somewhere that anyone would be living either. I want to find where he was
this
living
looks like a
quarters. Yeah, this looks like maybe this could have been like a living area.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, wow.
This is like an actual cabin.
Yeah. Oh, there's a door right there. It looks like it's ajar. Maybe we get in.
Ooh, it's got bombs by it.
Okay, this one's kind of awesome too. Yo. What the fuck is that?
As they get closer, they notice one of the doors is slightly cracked open. So they take a deep breath, push it open, and step inside. And that's when they see something that makes their stomachs drop.
Okay. Is that a rabbit?
I'm sorry, don't.
Oh, bro. You see this?
What?
It's like a fucking shank.
Where? Oh my god.
Look at that.
What the fuck? That's like a fucking homemade little dagger.
Yeah.
Dude, that's fucking disgusting, regardless. Fucking stinks a little.
Ugh, there's flies all over here.
Lying on the floor is a mutilated animal, its body twisted and splayed open in a way that doesn't seem natural at all. It's beyond grotesque. But that's not all. There's a crudely made dagger sitting next to it in the dirt. It's like something out of a ritualistic sacrifice, and it's enough to make anyone second-guess their decision to step foot in that cabin. You can almost feel the presence of whoever, or whatever, might have done this, and the realization hits them. Whoever did this could still be nearby.
I'd say this is probably...
This is already pretty uncomfortable now.
Now I'm hearing shit.
Hello? Hello? There's like a bunch of cages over here.
What?
There's like cages over here. It's like chicken wire or something, I don't know.
Dude, that's kind of just nonsense. I'm like trying not to fucking gag him gagging fucking me up too.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, the
we
smell
can't
of
do
that is
dude.
fucking nasty.
Did you see that shit?
Yeah, I saw it.
Hello? Oh, dude.
What you got up there?
Shit. Weird shit.
Like what?
Like hanging shit.
What the fuck?
There's one.
This can't be...
There's two.
Okay.
But they don't turn back. They press on, stepping deeper into the cabin, and that's when they really start to feel the weight of the place. Inside, the ceiling is covered with strange objects hanging down, and there are rusted pots filled with some disgusting, decaying mess. The air is thick with the smell of rot, and the place just feels wrong. It's like the very walls are whispering about the dark history this place holds.
Dude, I'm actually.
I don't know what that is. Maybe we shouldn't hang out here too long.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, let's just think about what
Let's
we're
go
doing.
outside for a second.
I was not expecting to see a dead animal and fucking remains upstairs.
Yeah, that's not like paranormal shit. That's physical.
It's not that gross. Why would you have remains of whatever that is?
That shit's foul, dude.
It's a lot.
Needing a breather, they step back outside to regroup. They're rattled, but they're not backing down. They set up a spirit box, hoping to communicate with any spirits that might still be hanging around. But what happens next is the stuff of nightmares.
What was that?
That was loud.
From over here, right?
Right.
Hang on. Yeah, that was... Over here. Wait. Oh, whoa. It's getting closer. Yeah, kill the light for a second. Okay. Yeah, no. No, let's go. What the fuck is it?
While they're trying to make contact with the other side, an unexpected sound cuts through the night. They all stop dead in their tracks, and Tanner's the first to hit the mute button on the spirit box. They listen hard, and at first, it's just a faint noise. But then it gets louder, something moving, something coming closer. The tension in the air is so thick you could cut it with a knife. And then, just when they think it can't get any worse, a scream rips through the silence. But this isn't a normal scream. It's something that sends a chill straight to your bones. It's high-pitched, almost otherworldly, and it keeps getting louder, echoing through the woods. Panic sets in, and adrenaline kicks in like a wave. They started running through the dark, not even looking back. The scream follows them, growing louder and louder as they race toward the dirt road they came in on. After what feels like a lifetime, they finally make it back to their car and speed off into the safety of the night. Their hearts are still pounding, and they're all shaken up, barely able to process what just happened. They can't shake the feeling that they've just brushed up against something really dark and dangerous. Something far worse than they ever could have imagined. And now, as they look back on it, it's hard not to wonder. What kind of people, or even worse, what kind of creatures, were out there, hiding in the shadows of that cursed cabin? What do you think? A group of urban explorers from the NES Explorer channel were doing their usual thing, checking out some crazy underground tunnels in Mexico. They were exploring deep down, where the air felt heavy and the walls echoed with the whispers of a forgotten time, when they stumbled upon something that was completely unexpected. Down in the darkest part of the tunnels, they found a cave that was, of all things, covered in blankets. I mean, it was like someone had been hiding away in there for years. Curious, they decided to go in and check it out. That's when they met him, Jose Luis. Now brace yourself, because this is where the story takes a pretty wild turn. Turns out this guy had been living in that cave for, get this, 30 years. Yeah, you heard that right. 30 years in this pitch-black underground space, surviving who knows how all by himself.
Buenas, no lo veo.
Ábrale la cortinita.
Ah, ¿qué anda?
Sí me llamo, que yo oí que dicen José Luis.
Ah.
José Luis.
Ok,
nosotros dijimos,
Pasen, y como ve que echan la luz.
¿podemos pasar?
Segunda, antes que todo, usted se llama José Luis, ¿sí? Si no es indiscreción, ¿cuánto tiempo tiene aquí viviendo?
30 años.
¿30 años?
¿Aquí? 30 años.
¿Está solo?
15 aquí y 15 arriba. 30.
¿Arriba dónde?
Aquí arriba, para arriba hay otra.
He wasn't just hiding out either. He'd somehow managed to make this place home. It was his life. His sanctuary, or maybe his prison. Hard to say. So, as they were chatting with José Luis, trying to understand how someone could live like this for so long, something strange happened. In the middle of their conversation, suddenly, there was this voice, clear as day, coming from the tunnel. And it was a woman's voice, echoing through the darkness. It was so unexpected and unsettling that for a moment, everyone froze. There was just something about it that felt off. Like who else was down there? What was really going on?
Pues una ayuda para usted. Y... ¿Está solo?
Sí. ¿Por qué? ¿Qué se hay?
Se escuchó una voz, ¿no?
That moment was enough to make a deep impression on the explorers. After that eerie encounter, they couldn't just walk away and forget about it. No way. They felt this pull, this need to keep coming back, to check on José Luis and offer him help. Over time, they started visiting him more regularly, bringing him food, talking with him, and trying to figure out if there was anything they could do to make his life even a little bit easier. But this wasn't just about the explorers helping out. It was about the bond that formed between them and José Luis, a man who for decades had been living in isolation in the bowels of the earth. The encounter, strange as it was, opened up a window into his difficult life, and it also revealed something powerful about the explorers. Despite the bizarre and unsettling nature of the whole situation, they showed incredible kindness, offering their time and support to a stranger in need. It's crazy to think how one unexpected discovery, one strange meeting in a forgotten tunnel, could lead to something so profound. It really shows that even in the darkest of places, there's room for humanity. Back in January 2015, a group of film students from New Zealand were just doing what they do best, filming outside their school at the Parnell railway station in Auckland. The footage you're about to see was shot by one of the students, Chris Meir. For the first few minutes, Chris and his friends were just goofing around, filming themselves, having fun and messing about. But things quickly took a creepy turn. As they were shooting, they spotted something that made their blood run cold. Two people, a man and a woman, were hiding in the tall grass nearby. They were wearing these unsettling plain white masks and were just staring at the camera. Not just a casual glance, but an intense, unnerving stare. At first, Chris and his friends probably thought it was just a couple of pranksters from their school trying to freak them out. After all, it was the kind of thing that could easily be a joke. That's why you can hear them laughing in the background of the video. But as the encounter went on, the nervousness in their laughter became obvious. They were genuinely scared. And here's where it gets even more disturbing. When they reviewed the footage later, they noticed something that made their stomachs drop. One of the masked figures appeared to be holding something that looked a lot like a gun, maybe even a pistol. It's hard to tell for sure, but it looked way too real to be some silly joke.
Where's the other one? Where's the other one? I don't see him.
As soon as the couple got uncomfortably close, Chris and his friends didn't stick around to find out what was going on. They ran straight for the main road, hoping to put some distance between themselves and whatever was happening. As they made their getaway, they noticed something else. A police helicopter was heading toward the station. Who called the cops? No one really knows, but it turns out this wasn't the first time these masked figures had been causing trouble. Earlier that same week, The couple had terrorized a woman at Auckland's Domain Park. Just like in the film student's case, they fled before the police could get there. This wasn't just some weird one-off situation. It was starting to look like these two were actively seeking to scare or threaten people. When the police arrived at the train station, Chris and his friends gave their statements. Shortly after, the Auckland Police Department posted a warning on their Facebook page. They urged the public to stay away from the masked couple and warned that if anyone saw someone carrying what looked like a weapon, it was hard to know if it was real or just a prop. The police made it clear that they'd have to treat the situation as though it was real, no matter what. Eventually, the couple came forward to talk to the authorities, but the investigation into who they were, whether the weapons were real or fake, and why they were doing this remained shrouded in mystery. A police spokesperson later told Vice that the weapons were actually fake, but there was no official confirmation of that. So the whole thing remained unsettlingly vague. To this day, no one really knows what the masked couple was after, why they were harassing people, or if they had any specific intentions. One thing is for sure, though, this was not just some harmless prank. People online started accusing the students of staging the whole thing for attention, but a spokesperson from the school quickly clarified that the masked individuals had nothing to do with the institution. Whatever their reasons were, it's a relief that Chris and his friends got away before things could have turned a lot worse. If they'd stuck around just a little longer, who knows how this story might have ended. And if you still want to continue with the chills, our next video is just waiting for you.